McConnell opted to craft his response without input from Democratic leaders. Democrats Schumer and Pelosi said it is not at all pro-worker and instead puts corporations way ahead of workers. McConnell notes the Senate passed a House-passed coronavirus response bill. He plans to sit down with key members from both parties Friday. Treasury Secretary Steven Mnuchin says the administration would like it passed Monday. Financial markets have been battered and lawmakers fear unemployment is about to spike. Coronavirus symptoms, what are they and should you see a doctor? The White House wants immediate action on Senator Mitch McConnell's $1 trillion economic bailout plan, but the Senate Majority Leader first must bring on board Democrats and other stakeholders who he did not consult on his plan. The Trump administration is demanding immediate action on the measure, and McConnell says he will keep the Senate in session until it gets passed, in a Capitol already rattled by 2 House members testing positive for the coronavirus and new consideration of remote voting. The push comes after a series of financial interventions have failed to steady markets responding to the global pandemic that has halted much of the world's economy. The governor of California has told residents of the entire state to stay home to protect against the spread of the disease.
The American people need help, and they need it fast. This will deliver it. It is critical that we move swiftly and boldly to begin to stabilize our economy, preserve Americans' jobs, get money to workers and families, and keep up our fight on the health front. That is exactly what our proposal will do. These are not ordinary policies. This is no ordinary time. Senate Republicans want to put cash in the hands of the American people. Chairman Grassley and a number of our colleagues are finalizing a structure that will get assistance to individuals and families as rapidly as possible. No tangled Washington process with 1,000 cooks in the kitchen. No piles of forms for laid-off workers or busy families to fill out. Money for people, from the middle class on down, period. We have to beat back this virus. We have to beat back this virus. That's why our proposal will go even further to remove barriers to care, speed innovation, fund the hospitals and health centers that will treat patients, and expand healthcare workers' access to the tools they need, including respirator masks. Nothing I've laid out so far will represent a typical economic stimulus in the way that we think of that term. Nobody expects that employment figures or GDP growth will bounce right back to where they were a few weeks ago.
We are ready and eager to look at what Republicans have put together and to work with them. But we believe that whatever proposal emerges, and it will be bipartisan, that it must be a workers-first proposal. Our goal is to make sure that no one, no worker, no family, no one loses a paycheck or goes into financial ruin as a result of the coronavirus. And that will take strong, bold, immediate action. That's why we must work so quickly, but carefully as well, to put together a bipartisan package. Corporations should not get a bailout and then be allowed to fire employees or cut their salaries, cut their benefits. The airline industry just spent billions and billions in stock buybacks in the last 2 years. Liquidity that would come in handy at a time like this. If there's a bailout, there needs to be conditions to make sure the interests of labor are given priority, that corporations can't buy back stock, reward executives, or lay off workers. Phase 3 must include a massive infusion of resources for our healthcare system, for hospitals and medical supplies. America needs a Marshall Plan for public health and public health infrastructure. We're all interested in coming together as quickly as we can. So time is of the essence. Let us come together, construct and pass this bill as soon as we possibly can.